gonna come look at the garden. But first we're gonna pop one off with this bad boy right here. Damn it. How do I always wind up on E? Right when I don't need to be. That sucker's still out there though. He's still out there. Make sure nobody can see. Damn it. Got him right in the ear. Put that down there. And then just walk out here like nothing ever happened. With that right there. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Put some cayenne right there. But I don't really mind them being right here as long as they're not by my food. Vendetta garden, Walona, Rose, who seems to be struggling. I fed her today though, even though they don't generally need feeding. But just in case that's why she's suffering, I gave her some food, some nourishment. And I think I see a little greening trying to come back, so maybe that was helpful for her. These are my red onions. This is Kimberly. I think this is her oldest girl with the triplets at the bottom there. I still got Yeezy here on the evergreens because I coated the fuck out of the perimeter of the evergreens. The neighbors are partying apparently. Here's my starter table. You can see I chopped down Amara. She has quite a bit of green popping off. She's turned quite green. Hazel Amara is turning quite green, which is the opposite of what I expected when the temperatures dropped a little bit. I expect her to be a lot more red, but that's okay, it's cool. She's adding color. I need to throw this away. This is lamb's quarters from which I have taken cuttings and replanted multiple times. Some more starters. My table, viola, which didn't get very voluptuous this year. I wound up taking a piece of the larger flowers to put on the table, but did it kind of late apparently. This is Esther, doing very well. Better than her mama, but I did chop her mama up quite a bit to see if anything could get popping off. I'm gonna top her off. Since none of these are producing any fruits, I think I'm gonna take that advantage of the opportunity to top her off. Maybe even replant her. These are my mini sweet bells. This one's, the orange one is flowering, the yellow one is not. It's okay, I'd rather have orange ones. I'm going for the color anyway. I wanted red, but I have too many other new red sweet peppers that I'm growing this season. Only one of which I've told you the name of. I fed this string bean. String beans usually fix their own soil, but this was turning a really light lime green, and that's generally for me an indication of depleted nutrients. I got some flowering on my time thumbs. I'm glad to see it. I do have these popping up. I'm gonna plant one, two, three, four, about 5 more. See what happens. Another hazel here, doing well. She's gonna be ready to plant wherever I want her to be. String beans, harvested a bunch of string beans. I'm doing that daily now. Beanas, babies, BB's kids. This one is doing some weird shit. I think I might replant those 2 little ones. After a while, you can tell that it gets really big and healthy and bound. But this one doesn't look like that's the problem. I don't know what's going on right there. It better not be. Well, anyway. Yeah, here's Kimberly doing well in the pot. I feel like she's not going to get as big as she normally gets to accommodate this pot situation, but I wanted to be aware of that. That's why I put her in the pot, because I wanted to see what she was going to do. So that is good to know. I'm going to take this. This is a fan leaf that I just cut in half before, apparently. And I'm going to take the whole thing off. I see another little branch coming through. I'm going to let that be great, because it might be productive in terms of fruit. Who knows? We're going to see. Maureen, she's really appreciating not being bothered and being left to her own greatness in this corner. This one doesn't have as voluptuous as leaves as that one. My moringas are really weird this year, and that's okay. Next year, I'm just going to start them much later and bring them out ASAP. Y'all remember yesterday I scalped this thing back because it was growing so many little fruit that it was crowding its damn self out and wasn't able to really produce full fruits like it knows how to do. So I was started getting these little stubby things, lots of them though, but that's not the point. I want some full fruit. What's going on? I want some full fruit. Look at that. I want some full fruit. Period. I thought I was gonna be sharing by now. I thought I was gonna be like sick of cucumbers. It's okay. I have a lot more little things coming on. So we're gonna see what's popping out. Sweet. It's sweet when they're young. Young and tender. OCD is chick. Young and tender. Joshera is being great. She looked like she might have forgiven me for that last round of water. I really ain't gonna do it no more. You know, but that time I felt the soil and it was actually dry. And so I was like, what if, you know what? There's no what if. She told me what she do and don't need, and I need to respect it. Having said that, I'm going to let her be, because she is an introvert, like her mama. More string beans. These are more string beans, two here. Kahuna has upstaged these hoes, and I'm just going to be growing nothing but those from here on out. My carrots are doing really great. I think they're going to be ready for me to start pulling the eldest round. You can kind of tell by, you can start to see them popping up out of the ground, out of the soil. So they're getting ready. Almost done. I have sugar beets here. Oh, here you go. 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 sugar beets in this bed. So they better do for me what they supposed to. They better do what they supposed to. 8 sugar beets, 1, 2, 3, 4 collards, 1 purple tree collard. I got 4 velvet booties, 1 hazel. The rest of this is gonna be salad greens. I think I might put, should I? Lamb's quarters, really loving being neglected down here. My peppers are fruiting. Sunny is ready for another round of fruit. And I'm ready for her to provide it. See, since I fed her, look what she did. She was hungry. She was hungry and thirsty. And so that invites the lesson that all my plants were hungry. All my plants were hungry. Uh, Here is purple sprouting broccoli, hoping to see something happen. String beans, beena. I need to harvest some of this because I don't have any dried, but I'm trying to let these branches get really thick and enormous and full of leaves so I can have a big, great big giant harvest at the end of the season. I went ahead and put one of these up front. I may do that in general or not because they don't really like full sun either. But I'm gonna see how it does next year. My beautiful brick bed. Ugh. Made by the man who loves me with his own hand. Made with love. Thank you, mister. So I have these 2 stalks of amara there. Crimberly here and crimberly here. Violas, violas. I have 3 chard, 1, 2, 3 chard, 1, 2 in the back, 3 sugar beets. Let's pull up on them. These are my Swiss chard. Carrots lining the perimeter of the bed. These are my beautiful damage resistant sugar beets, girl. Girl, when you grow these and you live in, you know who I'm talking to, who I sent the seeds. You have a longer growing season too, so yours gonna do the better. But I don't think that matters with sugar beets because I hear they're amazing. Anyway, okay, the cicadas wanna narrate. The cicadas and the neighbors. I'm only falling apart. Total eclipse of the heart. Here's my violas. I have 2 in the back here. I have that moringa. I'm gonna harvest a couple of branches. A couple of these little branches. See, that's not as green as I like to see them. Anyway, I got my verbena over here, from which I stripped the lower leaves so that the top branches could be great. Finally have okra fruit popping off. String beans from the back. Oh, sugar beet. Told you I had this back here. Another okra. That should have been a fruited one, but it didn't work out. There's another one coming up though. This one as well. I think I want to pull this leaf just to, yeah, I think I'll. He'd be jamming. See how these outer leaves are a light lime green color? To me, that's because it's thirsty for nutrients. And I should know that. I should have been knew that. Look at these carrots. This happened immediately after feeding this bed. And I never fed this bed because it has string beans in it, and everybody knows that string beans fixes the soil, the nutrients in the soil. Well, guess what? It apparently wasn't enough here. Okay, these are my cucumbers that are climbing beautifully. See how big and green these leaves are? They're getting the room that my other one didn't get. This is the exact same plant. I mean, not the exact same plant, but this is the same, a seed from the same plant, same variety. And this is what I'm accustomed to it doing for me. Man, that's a lot of flowers, man. And why this thing is not flowering until after it gets, goddamn it, 4 feet tall? That's the first flower, and this thing is almost up to the doggone top of the trellis. So I don't know why it didn't want to flower yet until it got up there, but it didn't. This hoe, I chopped her off so many times because these raggedy ass leaves right here were weird as hell. But when I chopped her off, her normal leaves are coming back. So I suspect she will be giving me fruit. Matter of fact, let me take this off. I'm taking these other crinkly leaves off. You know what, I'm gonna come out tomorrow and cut the other crinkly leaves off. But you know, it turns out when I cut those crinkly leaves off, she kind of is recovering, and now she's getting new flowers, and I believe those flowers will produce fruit, because the other ones did not. This is Amara. Oh, she look nice and fluffy in the evening. In the evening light. Ooh, I said I was gonna come harvest these. Okay, I'm gonna do it tomorrow, I promise. Finally gave JV some fruit. JV might be varsity. And I'm just gonna go ahead and call her varsity, because if she winds up being JV, I'm gonna go ahead and take responsibility, because I didn't feed her either. And even when I did feed the stuff over here that one time, they didn't get any, because they were new plants and it wasn't time to feed them, but I never did come back and feed them. But now that I have, watch, some fruit gonna be on there next week. Next week, watch and see. This girl, I cut her back so much. Made her fruit real thick though. I gotta keep that in mind. Keep it trimmed. It'll give you thick fruit. So I'm gonna let those cascade like they do. But next year, Sonny's gonna be up here. Look at that. Okay, so this is the season that they're ready like every 3 days apparently. Okay. Here I come, baby. Here, mommy come. I'm coming in. Look. Moringa. It's moringa, baby.